everybody. What's happening? It is late night, and I just wanted to go ahead and do our daily challenge before I went to bed. So it's almost 11 o'clock, and this is the first day that I realized that young Dingo shaved his beard. So that's interesting. If you watch Young Dingo. He's a streamer that I follow. I like a lot of the stuff that he does, and have learned a lot from him playing Modern and things like that. And I just saw him on Twitch, and I was like, oh my goodness, didn't even recognize him. Not that you care. If you're watching this channel, you probably don't watch Dingo, but he has a really funny sense of humor, super dry, and plays some good magic. So so we have been getting through the color challenge. Getting through the color challenge, and each day we're going to get a new deck. I just want to jump on and get this new deck because we have to wait a day to get the next one, so I want to keep it moving, so we can keep building our collection and going from there. We're going to do white and blue spells, so I'm actually not going to change this right here, even though it's only 500. We'll see. We're going to cast so many white and blue spells, we'll be done with that really fast. So just out of habit, first thing to do, go check the store. See if they have anything juicy and free for me. They don't today. Spoiler alert. Maybe I should just check it while I'm streaming instead of knowing beforehand. So go to deals. It's Nissa today. I really do like these super simple sleeves. They're really pretty slick. And then we got the stained glass. So some things, some full art, some alternate art versions. Excuse me, not full art, borderless and alternate art versions of Nissa. Pretty cool if you like her. Some nice art. So. We have a lot of advertisements right now for Phyrexia. All will be one. That's a new set that's going to be coming out pretty soon. I'm going to go through all the finances eventually, but as I've said before, I don't spend any money, so I don't ever get any of these pre-order things. I did play some sealed Kaldheim the other night on my other account, and I'll probably do some sealed at some point. I'll show you all some different formats and some ways in getting diamonds, because we still, as of yet, have 0 diamonds, and we need 3,400 before the next season starts, which is going to be when Phyrexia is released. So we'll see how that goes, and see if we can make some progress without spending any money. We'll definitely be able to by the next set rotation, but I'm going to see if we can manage it on this account before Phyrexia rotation. So I hit play. One of the things to note is we've had these. We've had our all the different games that we've played are up here. So they're standard ranked with this red green deck, or Gruul as it's called, and then there's standard ranked best of 3, and then also Alchemy. We played a little bit of that, and then there's the jump in that we played yesterday as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and just go. I can go to find a match or events, and I can go that way, but one of the easiest ways usually, I'm just changing decks, so I'm actually just going to hit our Stan, our Angelic account, what did they call it? Angelic Accountants, but ours is Stan, the Angelic Accountant, so, because we didn't have enough room. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and play with Stan. I think that's going to be what I'm going to call blue-white from now on, is Stan. Probably not, because no one will know what I'm talking about, because no one watches this stream, and that's okay. We'll get there eventually. If not, that's fine. I'm also fine talking into the void. You're crazy for talking to yourself, but I'm not. All right, it is late-ish at night, and we are kind of on a low tier, so we'll see if they actually match us. If it's taking this long, the chances are good that we will be matched with a higher account, not in bronze. We'll see what happens. We'll see how right I am. Oh, hey, we got a bronze, and we're actually ranked higher than them. That's pretty difficult to do with how low our account is, but that's fine. All right, let's play first, for sure. All right, we don't know this deck, so this card gives us card advantage. We can play it on as early as turn 3. I think this is okay. It's a little slow. I think it's okay. I'm going to play my tap land first. right? So this, it's always going to come in tapped. There's nothing I can play for 1 mana, so there's zero reason to not play that land first. So it fixes my colors. It gets me both blue and white, and then also comes in tapped when I don't need it. Okay, so that's good. That's some removal. We'll play land, pass the turn. So this is a this is a newish card. It does see some play in several different formats. And I'll explain it here a little bit after I play. I think I want to do some card draw and get a flyer in, gain some life. So this card, we talked a little bit about X yesterday. So X is the same as you think of when you think of X in algebra. X just means X is equal to something. So this one is the mana value of another card. So for example, this card, let's say our opponent had this card out. The mana value is 3. So I would have to pay 4... I would have to pay 4 mana for this, 1 white and 3 for the mana value. But because of the X, I can actually get rid of white cards and make it 2 cheaper. And notice that it says 2 less to cast. That 2 less to cast is only colorless mana. I'll explain it more. That may have been a little confusing, but I'll explain it more if we ever end up casting it. Artifact, creature, or enchantment. So if we want to do Fable of the Mirror Breaker, we could actually exile... I think getting some card advantage is pretty good here still. Okay, you know what? Actually, what we can do is I can actually show you. So X... So this is actually an interesting use of this. Okay, so this is a token. Unless a token is a copy that actually has a mana value, you'll notice you don't see any mana value on that. So this token actually is X equals 0. So I'm going to pay 0... confirm 0, submit 0, and do that, and it's going to exile that token because its mana value is X. Now I exiled that because it creates a treasure every time, so they can get some mana advantage. If you remember, treasure tokens are those tokens that are single-use mana. Like you crack it, you sacrifice it, create 1 mana of any color, and then and it's gone. So it would also help this go off too, because they would end up having an artifact. And an enchantment, so they could draw some more cards, so we don't want that to happen. Put a 1/1 counter on each of 2 other target creatures. So that's going to be the most value if I can play it when I have at least 2 other creatures out. So I think next turn I may do Inspiring Overseer, Hopeful Initiate, and then have this... No. He gains Vigilance on a turn. Okay. I think I may end up doing this. I may go Hopeful Initiate. I should have played Inspiring Overseer first to draw a card first to see if I wanted to do something differently. I knew I was going to play it, so I should have drawn the card first, but that's okay. It's a minor sequencing issue. Okay, there we go. There's a Marsh. That's helpful. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a 1/1 counter on this and give it Vigilance. Vigilance means it's not going to tap, so I'll have it up for a blocker in case I have something with haste, dealing him 3 damage, and then that's still in the graveyard because it has flashback. When something has flashback, when you can cast it from your graveyard, it kind of sticks over here. I will warn you, in paper, your cards don't do that. So one of the toughest things when you're playing paper Magic is actually remembering triggers like this, remembering that a card has flashback. The more you play, oh, that's really good that I gave that Vigilance. The more you play, the more you'll remember cards like that. So we talked about this card last time because we have one. It's a Planeswalker with Flash. So it can actually, it's been pretty popular in Standard, even a little bit in Modern. But this card can actually, one of the main reasons why is that bottom one. Exile target tap creature and you gain 2 life. So you can flash it in, exile something, gain 2 life, get rid of a problematic creature. But if you remember, Planeswalkers can be attacked by creatures. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack the Planeswalker instead of their face, because this is a really big threat for us. So we need to get rid of it. And this does not get rid of... This does not get rid of Planeswalkers. This is a really scary card. Once this flips over, the Reflection of Kiki Jiki can make a copy of any other target non-legendary that someone has. It's one of my favorite cards in my deck that I play. They're playing the same deck that I'm playing right now on paper. So they're gonna kill that. Okay, that's fine. Let's see, 4. You know what? I'll be able to exile this. A 1/1 counter on each of 3. That's a 3. Yeah, I think I have to get rid of this. We're doing 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to pay 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm not going to exile a card because I can use all those. I really wanted to get rid of this, but that's fine. Training will just give me 1 counter, so they could block with that, and it would die, so I don't want to do that. So now they can't exile this, but they'll be able to put a 1/1 counter on this, which they'll probably do. They'll put a 1/1 counter on this, make a copy of it, swing at me. Unless they have something else. So they have actually a pretty good deck. For a bronze, they may not play this deck a lot, or they may not have gotten very far up and got bumped down to bronze. But it's surprising that they have this deck and they're at bronze, because this is a really good deck. This is a tier deck right now. Okay, so they have a mana open, so they can make a copy. They might... Oh, they attacked. That's an interesting decision. What I would have done is I would have made a copy of this to give something vigilance, or actually what I would have done is made a copy of this so I could make it treasure. Target up to 2 other creatures, give them a counter. I can destroy that enchantment now. Okay. So I can make this a 3 still. It's still gonna stay there. So yeah, let's just get rid of their Planeswalker. See what happens. Fable the Mirror is such a good card. It helps you... It creates a creature when it lands. Then it helps you filter through some cards. If you're mana flooded, you can get... speaking of good cards. Then if you're mana flooded, you can get rid of some cards. So you can discard cards and then draw that cards. Then you get to flip it over to this ridiculous card that makes a copy. It's a reflection of Kiki-Jiki, because Kiki-Jiki is a card that can do this kind of same effect. This card, AO, is just nasty. I have to figure out a way to exile this card. Okay, so they made a treasure. They have a red up. I think actually I'm more interested in protecting my Hopeful Initiate because I can kill some enchantments. They might have a Braid. Bang. Got it. Dealt 3 damage, that's fine. Could really use a good card right now. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna swing with everything to make this bigger. So now if they block, whatever they block with will die. They could make a copy. Okay, that's fine. Now this does have an effect when it dies, but it's going to kill us if we don't get rid of it. So it's a really good effect, in fact. So they're probably going to look at the top of the top 7 cards of their library. I can't imagine they put 1/1 counters on, but maybe they will. But if they don't do anything, I win next turn. So we'll actually see what's happening. So if they don't get a flyer out, or if they don't kill me, then I win next turn. And you remember that time that I said if they don't get a flyer out, I win? Yeah. Okay, so now this is an absolutely disgusting combo. So one of the things they can do at my end step is they can use this to create as many copies as they have open mana, and just go bananas and make... so if they could make 3 copies of it next turn, which would just be disgusting. I think I'm still gonna go. I'm still gonna go for broke here, right? Like, I think if I do this, give it vigilance. This, give it vigilance. I can leave up 2 blockers. And I can swing out. If they don't block, they lose. They also can, if they're smart, they can make a copy of their angel, their Archangel of Wrath, to give them another blocker. This is 4, so I can't do that and play Hopeful Initiate. Alright, okay, they're blocking there. Okay, they should be able to win this pretty easily. They gain some life. They only have 1 blocker. Yeah, I mean, they just have a much better deck than I do. I definitely... Okay, now this is an interesting situation. If I made a mistake here and I removed these 2 counters to destroy an enchantment, this would die. Because notice... there's only 2 health left. If I remove the counters, that would go down to 0 and I have to sacrifice. So I'm definitely going to end it there. My opponent... Okay, so what they can do now is they can make 2 copies of that, swing at me with lifelink. I'll have to block there. 4, 5, 6... So they're swinging with 9 in the air. I can block 4. Three. They're going to hit me with 3, 4, 5, 6. They're hitting me with exactly 6 if they swing out. So let's make sure that they're actually going to swing out. So my opponent's making a mistake if they don't swing out here. Yep, they made a mistake, and I'll take it. So it would have been fatal if they had swung out. This is also one of the reasons why I don't surrender as early as other people do. Because people can make mistakes, not see a line, something like that. Because if you notice, if they had swung out, I could have blocked here, there, and there. And then they could have had 3, 4, 5, 6 get through, and I have 6. So it's exactly fatal. They're going to gain a ton of life. I mean, they've won this game. But they didn't win that turn. And if there had been something, so they get to draw a card. Let's draw the card that'll win me the game. Oh, that's it. That's a land. That's not helpful. Okay. There's absolutely no way I can win now. I mean, unless our opponent made another mistake, but that's too much to hope for, I think. All right. Well, I don't think they had much in the graveyard to get back. They might have something. Do they have... Let me think. Artifact or enchantment. I think that's pretty good against them. I'm just going to get a bunch of removal. I don't know if I want all of this back. Let me think through the deck. Okay, I'm just not crazy about that. I'm not crazy about that. It has to have counters for it to be any good. That's an instant that can bounce something that's being blocked. That's interesting. Card draw can help. Let's get rid of some of our bigger stuff. So, I think I probably don't need quite all this removal. 2 more cards. I don't know if getting rid of card draw is a good idea, but I think trying to aggro removal is probably the best plan. I don't know. We'll see. There's not really a great plan with this deck. It's just it's a little outclassed, and that's fine. That's going to happen when you first start playing until you're able to start building some decks, and that is perfectly fine. But the nice thing is what ends up happening is you just end up having I really need another land, but I'm gonna hope for another land here. What ends up happening is you play Magic Arena is you just end up gaining cards and opening packs, and as you go through the mastery. So by the time you've played through a full series of card releases and stuff like that, you end up having enough cards and to do some stuff that you want. And then when a new set comes out, you can do some drafts, get some new cards for that, maybe buy some stuff like that. So you end up just having a pretty significant volume of cards just over time, just by playing without spending any money. But if you want to spend money, you can definitely do that too. Okay, so I'm doing this on my instep because I have mana open, and I don't want them to draw any cards from the Reckoner Bank Buster. So this is a card that they, it's a pretty fun little card. You tap it for 2, you can draw a card, and then it also crews for a vehicle. Crew just means you tap something with its crew value that has the power of that, and then it becomes a creature and you can attack with it. So vehicles are a pretty interesting mechanic. They're I can't think of vehicles that aren't an artifact, so all vehicles that I know of are artifacts. And then they can usually do things, and then they also can attack or block. Excuse me, if you can crew them. So I could actually channel this to draw another card. I think that's probably where we're at. We're pretty desperate for another land here. I got a really, really high mana curve right now. This is disgusting. Absolutely terrible. I have 3 mana and the cheapest thing is 4 mana in my hand. Everything is 5, 6. I'm fine with 1 damage. There's no reason to block with my flyer for sure. If they leave mana open, then the odds are good that they have Wandering Emperor themselves, and I'm actually going to see if I can draw it out here. Nope, they don't have Wandering Emperor. Swing 2, they draw a card. I would love a land. Give me a land. We're gonna get 2 looks at cards here. Okay, so this is great if they actually target my Inspiring Overseer. So I end up drawing. Okay, this is perfect. So this is why you hold things up. So now I'm gonna channel it. They've targeted it with 2. So here's something cool about lifelink. That creature has lifelink. So if it does damage, it would get the lifelink. It would gain 2 life. But because there's now no target for that, it disappears, it fizzles out, and they do not get the 2 life. So they wasted the extra mana on that, and we got through our land. Thank goodness. Alright. So I have 2 possible plays. If they swing with the Archangel of Wrath, I'm going to exile it with the Wandering Emperor. If they don't, then I might bounce my creature again. Okay, so they are gonna make me get rid of Wandering Emperor, so I have to spoil that surprise, unfortunately. But I don't have to do anything just yet, so they're gonna make me get rid of probably Elspeth. They might, maybe, possibly make me get rid of Planar Incision. Sigarda's Summons, I can't imagine they would do that with an extra one and it costs 6. But I would be really happy if they made me get rid of Angelic Summons, or Sigarda Summons. Angelic Quartermaster and Sigarda Summons. So they're thinking hard about this. Yeah, Elspeth is probably the biggest threat. So it's another Planeswalker that's pretty nasty. So if they swing at me, I can still activate this because of that top line of text. It says, as long as a Wandering Emperor enter the battlefield this turn, you may activate her loyalty abilities anytime you cast an instant. So loyalty abilities on a Planeswalker. So you see the number 3 at the bottom of the Wandering Emperor. That's how many loyalty counters the Wandering Emperor has. So each turn, usually on a Planeswalker, it's just during my turn. But with this Planeswalker, I actually can... they're not attacking with anything. Oh, okay. Never mind. So normally... okay. Sorry, let me do this. So I'm putting a 1/1 counter on this. If they have a removal spell for this, they got a removal spell for that. Good beats. But that's better than exiling something and for sure losing it. Okay, so now I gotta block this. And it has first strike, so it'll survive. That'll take 2 damage. So the loyalty counters are kind of like its health, its toughness, but they're counters, so they can be added and taken away. Okay, cool. They're killing that. That's fine, but at least I saved my Planeswalker. And then so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create. And one of the reasons I'm doing it now instead of doing other things, if they have some kind of spell to deal damage. They could do that while something else is on the stack. So I'm going to go ahead and activate this now. So I'm going to create a 2/2. And so now it's -1, so I go down to 1 loyalty. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of their scary. They'll kill my my Planeswalker, but there's nothing I can do about that. I got rid of their lifelinker. I mean, we're struggling here. Ugh, such a good card. So this card allows someone to play something from their graveyard, play a land from their graveyard, or cast a permanent. Now, and this is a good example of the difference between play or cast. So you only cast spells. So you don't cast a land, you play a land. So when it says this, the language is very precise in play versus cast, because it's telling you that you can play a land or you can cast a spell from your graveyard. Okay, so if I do this with my token will disappear. If you exile it, move it to your hand, it disappears because they don't actually exist, right? So a token will completely disappear. The worst thing that I could do is do this on my own token. It's pretty much my only play. Yeah, it is just per creature, so I can just submit one. That's fine. No attack, because they're just going to block with Serra Paragon. So now you can see in their graveyard, they can play this land. They cannot channel it, because channel means discard it from your hand. But they can so they cast that spell and shoot it instead of playing the land. So now they can't play that land anymore, because they can Serra Paragon. They can only do it once per turn. Okay, so thankfully they only have 1 mana, so if they swing with everything, I can block, but they're probably just going to swing with the Paragon. I would love another land. It's not terrible, y'all. That's an instant. I think I'm going to swing with this to force them to get rid of some of their creatures. So they could crew with this. They could double block. Oh, it's a... Never mind. I'm an idiot. My fault. Because this wedding announcement is already turned over. That was a big oops. you got to pay attention to all the cards on the deck, because this wedding announcement has switched over to wedding festivity, which gives all of their creatures a 1/1. So it's not a 4/4. Once it's crewed, it becomes a 5/5. That was my fault. It happens. It's my own fault. All right. They're thinking hard. Wow. Okay, so they didn't want to lose it. I really don't want... If I play that, I'm just going to lose it. I gotta force them to attack, I think. I need more mana. Need one more mana. Base, power, and toughness. 4/4 have flying and are angels. What are you doing, opponent? So one thing to think about with priority, so notice my opponent now can't respond, so I now have priority. So if they counter my spell, they can counter it, but now that this is resolved, I now get to act. So priority is a really confusing thing that you end up getting used to, but... what do we think? Vigilance, so I can swing this turn? I think that's what I have to do. Vigilance. I maybe could have done that, hoping to get a land, and then giving that a base, but I think... Okay, so they're drawing a card with that, that first ability. So if they want to kill my Planeswalker, they're going to have to swing all out, which means that I'll get to kill some of their stuff. 2, 4, 6, I can block 2. Not quite all out. If they swing with these 2, and then 2, 4, 6. So they have to swing with everything but 1. If they want to do with that, I'm okay. Because then I can also march something... Next turn, I'll probably march this next turn, 8. Let's see what they do. So they actually, this is a really good synergy with Sarah Paragon, so they can actually discard stuff that they can then play. This is mana value, not power and toughness, right? May exile, cost 2 less to exile target with mana value X or less. Okay. Alright, so they played the wedding announcement. If I had a way to get this and this out, I could win next turn. Not quite, actually. Not quite. Oh, well, and then there's that. That's not good. It's not good for us, y'all. Man, this is crazy that they're bronze. They're the bronze level with this deck. It's a really good deck. Okay. If they have a braid again, then, you know, it is what it is. Yep, so they're making some more, they just wanted to make some more things. Your life draw card, please be land. Well, there's that. I probably should have done first strike on that. It would be amazing is if they let my Elspeth last until next turn. I get to create 15 power on the board. Anyone want to take bets on whether or not that's going to happen? I mean, anyone want to take any bets whether or not I'm going to survive this next turn? Oof. Brutal. All right, if they don't do anything to affect these, then I'm going to bounce my Inspiring Overseer. To draw another card, hopefully get another land. Disregard his summons. Let's see what they did. Let's see what they do. Playing another Fable. So I will say, if you're super overwhelmed right now by all the things that are happening, don't feel too, like, you really do get used to it. Like, I don't even have to read these cards anymore because I know exactly what they do because I play with them a lot in both Standard and Modern. I know how brutal that one is. Thankfully, I can exile it. And so this has a dying effect. So it says when it dies, choose one of these. So exiling is not dying. What do you think, opponent? They're going to combat. They're going to give something. Vigilance. I wouldn't be surprised if they give that vigilance. Yeah, they have a lot of decisions to make. Honestly, they should probably just swing out with everything. Either at Elspeth or at me. Okay. What are they going to give it? Lifelink. Okay. So this will be a fun little trick then. I'll block with this and then bounce it. So they're still not killing it. That's an interesting play, opponent, but I like it. Alright, now that I've declared blockers, I'm going to exile this and bounce it because it's the only one that would die. So then we'll go to first strike damage. This will deal damage first. I cannot draw a land, y'all. Okay, they don't... Oh... I must have miscounted. Oh, well. Oh, it's 3, not 2. Duh. Duh. Okay. So, I have some removal here. This costs 5, so I will have to discard way too many things. I probably should have used Borrowed Time on that. Probably should have. I should have played Inspiring Overseer too. I can exile AO. I mean, they pretty much have this game in the bag. They've made a couple mistakes. I really don't want to pay 4 cards to freaking exile AO, but I may have to. Okay, so now Reflection of Kiki Jiki cannot make a copy of this, but they can make a copy of this. Its cost is 3. No, it's out there as a 6. It's out there as a 6, so that's even worse than AO. played that as a... No, they didn't. They played it as a... Oh, it's out there as a 3/3, but it's just bigger because of... Yeah, so they're making a copy of this. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to pay 1, 2, 3. I don't think I can just do 1. Yep. Okay, so I have to cast this with 1, 2, 3. So I'm doing this in response to them targeting with Reflection of Kiki-Jiki, so this kind of fizzles out. So they just lose the mana, and they lose that activation. Unless they can make it hexproof? Okay. Or maybe they have another one. Oh, brother. Alright, they're drawing a card. And they get a 3/3 that... Ugh, this is brutal. Well, they're running out of time. If we can survive this, we might actually win by time. You do have a limited amount of time. I have 13 minutes left. This has been a really long game, y'all. This has been 41 minutes long. We've been playing from behind the entire time, but you know, I need some board wipes is what I need. Alright, I bet they're going to give AO lifelink. No, they're going to give their treasure lifelink. Oh, flying. Okay. Okay. Sure. First strike damage. Ouch. I mean, yeah, we're gonna lose. It is what it is. In Magic, you do have to get used to losing. We're gonna really lose. You do have to get used to losing. Because it just happens a lot. And that's fine. I mean, I play a ton and I still lose a ton. It's a very competitive game. That would have been great. I actually might have been able to win if I'd gotten land earlier and gotten Sigarda's Summons out at another time. Because this actually now is going to become a flyer that's a 4/4. But we can concede. We lose. Good games, opponent. Good games. GG's. GG's. That was a good game. So I think we probably... Let's actually see if we already met. So we're bronze, so we don't go down, which is nice. So I think we may have played enough spells in that to actually get our new deck. And it looks like it might be a sacrifice deck, which is going to make me really excited. Yes! Okay. Virus Beetle makes opponents discard a card. Yep, this is a fun card. We've seen this played against this one before. These are so experimental synthesizer. Yeah, so this is all focused on sacrifice. So we can create treasure. We can deal damage. This is one of my favorite cards. I love Oni Cult Anvil. So it actually creates constructs, and you can sacrifice constructs to deal damage. It sees some play in Pioneer, in my favorite deck in Pioneer. Not necessarily the best deck in Pioneer, but my favorite one. Professional Facebreaker is a fun card. Falcon Wrath. Oh, we got nice. We got Atsushi. Got some more lands. I bet that we yet again have some extra of those lands. So we'll make some quick changes. Infernal Grasp was a good removal spell. This is such a fun card too. You never see it in play, but it's fun. And we won. Okay, so we cast 20 blue or white spells, so we got our 500. We'll earn a new deck tomorrow when we play red or black. So I really actually like the sequence of Arena. They give you a new deck and then say, play these cards, and then you'll get a new deck. So each time you're getting to play with different formats. Try to figure out some stuff that you like. Play around with some things. So let's go to Ignite the Forge. Edit the deck. Make it standard. Turn off Alchemy because we're not going to be playing Alchemy. We'll maybe play some Alchemy on this channel at some point, but probably not much. All right, so let's actually look at lands and see if we got any better lands that we can switch out. Okay, so we do. Yeah, we're getting 2 Haunted Ridges, which is nice. Okay, so so for the changes that we're gonna make, we have more red than black, significantly more, 60% red. And there's not a lot of double black. There's no double black, so there's no spells that need 2 black. All of them just need 1 black. So I think I'm going to switch a swamp out for this Haunted Ridge, because that's just a much better land. Tramway Station, Haunted Ridge, Geothermal Bog. Okay, so Geothermal Bog is just objectively worse than Bloodfell Caves. But we already have 4 copies of Bloodfell Caves in there. It's also objectively worse than Tramway Station. So look at this when you're thinking about lands. Okay, so this enters the battlefield tapped. Geothermal Bog enters the battlefield tapped. Geothermal Bog, you can add red or black. You can add red or black, but this also has an extra ability that may, just maybe, in the right situation, allow you to draw a card. So I'm definitely getting rid of these, putting these in. It's not great. Sometimes even standard basic lands are better. I'm not crazy about any of those lands, but it is what it is. Dollhouse of Horrors, exile creature card from graveyard, create token, construct, get a 1/1 for each construct. Activate. That's really fun, actually. That should get more play. It's 5. It costs a lot, but that's really fun. I'm definitely leaving that in there because that's a blast. Then let's take off the lands. Let's see if we have Voltage Surge. We'll definitely put some more Voltage Surges in our sideboard. We can do some Eaten Alive in our sideboard. It's a spell that can exile target creature and you sacrifice something, so it has some good synergy with what we're doing. This is good. We might actually put this in the main board because if we're focused on sacrifice, I need to look at the deck more carefully. I don't think we're focused on sacrifice that much. Probably on artifacts. Definitely some more Infernal Grasps. Tenacious Underdog is such a good card. We're definitely putting Tenacious Underdog in here. Let's do it. Whenever it deals combat damage. Okay, I'm going to switch this out. Lower the mana curve a little bit, maybe give us a better card. I'm going to put some Duress. Okay, you froze. Do I not have any Duress? Okay, so if you're looking for a card, you can actually click on the Not Collected button, and then you can just go... Will it actually let me? Okay, sweet. So this is just this is a set. This has a special place in my heart. Strixhaven Mystical Archive. They're just alternate art, and I really love it. It's my favorite art. And I actually own every single card that looks like that. I'm actually working on starting on the Japanese ones right now. Collecting those. It has a special place in my heart because Strixhaven was the set that had just come out when I started playing Magic. And so it was my first experience with alternate art, and I really just like the art. It's really cool. Oh, Fell Stinger is good. Okay, this is Ignite the Forge. It's largely about artifacts. Artifact. Sacrifice an artifact. Artifacts. Okay. So these are all artifacts. Is there another at Sushi, I wonder? Let's just keep going. So we're really focused on artifact. I don't know if we're going to change a whole lot of stuff here. We can do some more murders in the sideboard in case we need to read it. Soul Transfer is... let's do Soul Transfer instead of one of those murders. Morbid Opportunist is really good. Do that. Or another non-coaching. Actually, I really don't like this. It's just a really tough card to activate. Get some card draw. Oh, okay. Here's one thing that we're definitely doing. I didn't realize we had a Takanuma. So these lands, there is no drawback to them except they're not called a swamp. So it comes in untapped, and it can do this other thing. You can channel it. So channel's effect where you discard for it. So we're definitely changing out swamp for Takanuma, because that's a really good land card. It's the only time you have a disadvantage is if you just if you need swamps, if you have to fetch for swamps, which that's just not going to happen that much in in standard. Braid, Lightning Stripe. We have some other Goro. This is a fun card. It's really fun in draft, not that great in constructed. Oh, Reckless Storm Seeker. I'm so glad we have 2 of these. It's such a good card. Burn Down the House is kind of like a board wipe. So let's do that. What were we looking for? We were looking for Atsushi. Here's a battlefield. Create a 1/1 spirit token. Spirit creature. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so we now have this deck ready, and I'm just going to go ahead and say Dard. The first one was Stan, so this one's Dard. So Standard. Ignite the Forge. So we'll play this tomorrow. We have this deck ready to go. Let's see, we're at an hour. Let's do 1 jump in. So I'm going to go to resume here. We've already won the card here, so I'm going to go ahead and resign. Well, let me see. Let me see what our next daily win is. It's 250. We're going to have to win anyway. We will get our weekly win reward. Yeah, let's just go ahead and resign. Because I like trying out new decks. Oops. I can't update that. Let me back that up. Resign. So we now have another jump in token, so we're going to do that. We're going to pick 2. Let's see. Ooh, Mishra. Excavation, so stuff from graveyard. Globetrotting. I really like Mishra. Yeah, let's do Mishra. Let's see what else. Mishra and... There's some artifacts. This may have some other artifact cards that we could use with our the deck that we just did. Sluggers. So Mishra's is going to be focused on artifacts and other stuff like that. This one will have Trample Haste, Power Stone, High Tech, non-token artifact. You may pay 1. Oof, this I'm gonna do Sluggers. Let's do some Gruul. Let's just play one game and see if we can take this. I know I've said it before, but I do think it is really cool that that Wizards has started giving jump-in tokens for new accounts. I think it's a really great way just to help people build collections, learn how to play the game in formats that they normally wouldn't play, and even advertise it. Jump-in, I've spent gold before on Jump-in. I don't anymore because I like being more selective about the cards that I get, but Jump-in is a fun way to get new cards in your collection. Ready? All right, let's see what we got. Yeah, I think we can keep this. We have a good number of 1-drops. Both of our lands in there tapped, which is not good, but we can do... yeah, I think we can keep. If we draw another land, we're good. I'm going to play this land first because it's a dual land. It's going to be both colors. So I want green and red out first. I never want to play this one first because it's only going to be red. If I do get an untapped land, like a basic land, something that comes in, I'll probably play that first so I can play So I can play Mishra's Research Desk. Because that's some really good card draw. So this desk, you pay 1, tap it, you exile the top 2 cards. And remember, exile is different than graveyard. Exile can't be touched by your opponent, so it's just removed from the game. They used to call it remove it from the game, but it's a keyword now that says exile. Is this another tap land? Oh my goodness. All right, we don't have much to think about. There was a lot of tap lands in these jumpstart packs, but exile, so it's removed from the game. Oh, good, they're not legendary. I got scared for a second. They're removed from the game. I won't be able to do it this turn because I don't have any mana open, but they're removed from the game until the end of my next turn. I can play that card, so I actually get to. I'll get a. It's basically kind of like drawing 2 cards. Choose one of them. You can play it till the end of your next turn. I also might. Do I have something that's Unearth? Because this is really good with Unearth. If I can actually discard a card to it, it's really good. Scrapwork Mud is a fun card. Can't be blocked as long as it's attacking alone. Okay, I have a mana. I need to get this out, I think. This can also just serve as a mana rock with this. Play that card, so I could have played land. I probably should have done this before I five. I'm not gonna have 5. It's gonna be exiled. All right, I'll just get a land for next turn. That was bad. 'Twas bad. Alright, enchant creature, enters the battlefield, enchanted creature comes to target, create a 1/1, got it. Okay. Okay, now I have to be real careful here. The worst thing I could do is play this land, because then I lose this land. Now, what I'm going to do is discard this card, because it's a tap land. I'm okay on lands right now, so I'm going to discard this to draw. And I get a creature. Okay, now we got Mishra. Target of an aura spell, that's not good. 3/3, as long as it's attacking alone. So Unearth means it has haste and I have to sacrifice it, so I don't want to do that until I can actually play it. Just get some more bodies out. Definitely not swinging with that, because they could just kill it with their 1/1 flyer. Life equals Inspire. I'd like to cast that for 7, but I'm probably going to cast it for 4. So Prototype is a new mechanic. You can cast it for its prototype cost, and it'd be a mana cost of 4, and it'd be a 3/3, or I could cast it for the one on the right, 7, and it'd be a 6/5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm only 2 turns away from doing that, so I could. And I can still discard a card, draw a card if I discard artifact, add 1 only once. I can also pay 2 to give that double strike. I think we're okay where we are. I can't do much. They can block. So if I might have swung with Scrapwork Mutt because it has Unearth, but I don't think I'm going to do that right now. So I can give this double strike so I can do some damage if I need to. Ugh. Top 4 cards, got it. Top 4 cards of your library. So this is taking a little bit. What do you think, opponent? Which two? Okay, rest in their graveyard, so they got rid of land. Graveyards are fair information at any time. If you're playing in paper, or in in digitally, you can look at a graveyard of yours or your opponent's anytime. Interesting. So I could play... This is a really interesting card. Choose target player. So I could discard 3 cards, deal 3 damage to their unblockable creature. Oh, and I get a draw card for each card discarded this way? X damage and gains haste. Oof. Alright, let's do it. Oh, I see. Oh, I misread it. So it's X. Okay. I pay X however many I want, and so I can do 1, 2. Oops. No, I need to do 3 because I need to kill that. 1, 2, 3. Target player. 3 damage. I also can deal 10 damage this turn. Okay, but they're blocking with that, so... Oh. If I give it 5, so I have to do this and give it double strike. So that was first strike damage, so that's why I had to give it double strike if I wanted to kill both of their things, which I did. I think I'm just gonna play Mishra's Research Desk. Alright, definitely want a green land. That was crap. It is what it is. Okay, they're going to swing for 3, unblockable. The nice thing is they have to swing with that alone. So if they otherwise I can kill it. If they swing with both of those, then I can block that and then kill this one. But then they can put the enchantment on there. That's fine. 4, 5, 6. Next turn I can cast this for 7. Ugh, that's brutal. That doesn't help me, opponent. That is not what I wanted to see. Can't block it. Got it. I know. Alright, we're playing our forest, because again, remember, we can't play that after this turn, so I'm going to cast this for 7. And you're like, wait a second, you only have 6 mana. No, I actually had 7 open, but I was thinking I could do it with that anyway. I just gained some life, that's good. I can deal 1 damage. Triggers once per turn. I don't need another land. No, I don't want to pay. I'm just going to go ahead and pass the turn. 7, 8. So they can swing for 5 in the air now. They're trying to decide if they want to swing 4 unblockable or swing 5 in the air and leave up their 4 blocker. Because one of the things that they could do is they could actually leave that up. If I attack, they let that die, give something else 3/3, 5, and then they win next game. The next turn. So I think the best move for our opponent is attack with their flyers, because I don't have any reach or flyers. Attack with their flyers, leave this up as a blocker. If I attack, then they're able to put that on one of their flyers and swing at me for fatal next turn. Let's see if our opponent sees that line. The reason I say put it on there, so this is a creature and it dies, then it has that thing on there that says disturb, and disturb means you can cast it, transform for its disturb cost, and its disturb thing is that enchantment or aura, so they can put it there. Okay. Yeah, we're just dead. We are dead. I have no idea what's in this deck that could save me. This may be something that says, kill all of your opponent's creatures that are white or blue. Kill all creatures that are white or blue. I'll take that. How about that? Super precise. Okay, they're just swinging for 5. Okay. So this is interesting because they could swing for 5, but they're just choosing to swing for 4. That's fine. Whatever. I'm just tapping something to discard this. Ooh, 4 damage. Oh, and it exiles it. That is actually a really stinking good card. Because we get exile this guy. Probably should have attacked first. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I need a 5/5. Let's do some damage, shall we? They may be wondering why in the world I would swing with that. Partly it's a bluff. And I would be fine with it in the graveyard. They can block it with a 3/3, but I think they're going to be worried to block it with a 3/3. Probably they should block it with a 1/1. And that's fine with me too. Yeah, I mean, if they block it with something that dies, I'm getting rid. And oh, or they're blocking with nothing. Oh my goodness, that was... Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 2 blockers. It's a 1/3. It gets a 1 till the end of turn. I think I have to hope I can survive and then play this as a 5/5. I should have just played that out as a 5/5 because a 5/5 flyer is going to be really good. Yep, that's probably game. 5, 6, 7, 8. Close. Oh. You know what I can do? I might just be able to... Oh, they might have tapped a creature, I think. I think it doesn't matter because I think they might have killed me. Yeah. But that would have been interesting if I could have played the Dragon Engine and then Mishra's Command and given it haste and killed that. No such luck. No such luck. We're defeated. I think that is good. Oh, because it's freaking midnight for me. So, yeah, that's definitely bedtime for me. So we can pick this up tomorrow when we play through our other one. So I just want to show you a little bit. We talked a little bit about mastery, but we're making progress through this mastery. And so, but notice if we actually buy this, how much more we'd be getting. You get sleeves. You get these things don't matter; they're just cosmetic. This is always a cosmetic, but then you get an extra pack, another cosmetic, some more gold, some of those mastery, which is again cosmetic. But here's another pack from an older set. Here's a mythic that we'll get mastery, and then some diamonds. Right, so you end up paying yourself back a little bit if you do it. If you go through them all, this is a draft token. So this is one of the ways that Wizards makes money. On this website is they get you to buy diamonds. But coming up after we finish through all the playthroughs, I'm going to talk about my strategies for how I play for free and I don't spend any money and I get through this mastery pass every season. So yeah, tune in for that. Thanks for watching. Please check us out on YouTube or on Twitch. Like and subscribe. We appreciate it. Y'all rock our face off. Peace and hair grease.